A couple of years ago, I started a podcast that I essentially used as a mechanism to get better at creating long form content. However, I stopped doing it for about 8 months in, or 8 months, 8 episodes in, for a couple of reasons. That podcast wasn't business focused, that didn't really have any sort of outcome. In that podcast, I only talked about how my days went. And talking about those things definitely improved my ability to communicate with people. Those podcasts were quite long, I believe, an hour to 2 hours. They're still on my YouTube channel. They're just unlisted because they don't really add any kind of value. So these YouTube videos are going to be, again, raw, more like podcast style, I guess you could say. But in every single video in 2025, I will share stuff that will help you get more clients, get better insights on building a successful personal brand and business. We're not here to talk about the podcast. You're here because you saw the title and now you want to know how to get more clients using short form content. If you're currently posting content and you're not getting clients, then you're probably suffering from what I've experienced myself in the first year of building my personal brand. I've been posting content for about, I'd say 14, 16 months or so. And for the first 12 months, I really had no idea what I was doing. I just posted content and I thought I'll monetize an audience once I have it. And that was one of my biggest mistakes that I've made in my first year of business. I would say my first year of business, but in the first year of taking my brand seriously. Even though I did amass about 50, 60,000 of an audience, that audience didn't really make any money. Or should I say that audience made an embarrassing amount of money, which is kind of worse, I'd say, than not making any money. But between then and now, a lot has changed. I learned that one of the most important things that you can do for yourself and your brand is to make more offers. I find that a lot of creators that have an audience, 5, 10, 20, 50,000 followers on Instagram, they're trying to sell things, or they're not even trying to sell things. They're just thinking that, oh, I need more before I can monetize, which is, I believe, a terrible, terrible, terrible approach to making money online. I know creators that have 300,000 followers and they're barely able to pay rent. And then I know creators who have 10K followers or even 5K followers that make full-time income and more, even pulling multiple six figures every year. Then the question remains, what's the actual difference between these huge accounts who are, well, doing not much in terms of revenue versus the small accounts that pull in a lot of income? I don't know a better word for it. That make a lot of money, let's put it like that. And there's actually two things to consider. Or should I say there's only two big differences that these accounts make that make this big gap between them, is the offers that they make and the way they build an audience. When I built my audience, I focused on delivering a lot of value, a lot of free stuff. I gave a lot of knowledge for free, essentially, and all the assets, so on and so forth. In other words, I gave, again, a lot of free value. And the problem there with a lot of free value is that it attracts a lot of freebie seekers. You're probably aware of the Hormozi's advice or whatever, take another guru, to give a lot of value for free, like give away the farm and sell, give away the farm and sell the implementation or whatever. That only works if you're selling or you're talking about or you're building a business of some sort where it requires a lot of effort to implement the systems that you're talking about. So for example, if I want to sell right now, let's say account farms, essentially the Andrew Tate model of growing social media, and has been implemented quite extensively through a lot of different accounts or through a lot of different influencers, whatever you want to call them. And it's proven to work. And now it's kind of picking up steam and anybody else can really do it. To get good results with account farming, you need good clients that have a lot of content. You need good editors that understand how to edit content that it goes viral. But again, not everybody is going to be cut out for this. So if I was going to do that, if I was going to sell it as a service, I would talk about that. I would give away the farm. I'd be like, here's the hooks that you need. Here's everything that you need. But if you want me to implement the team, or do you want us to do it for you, it's going to be 5K, 10K, whatever, 12K a month, right? I'm giving away everything. But if you want us to implement this, it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of your resources. It's going to take a lot of vetting, right? Because you need like 5, 10 editors to do these type of things. That's when giving away value works. But if I want to help other creators, let's say, make more money, create better offers, create better content, create content that attracts leads, not just freebie seekers, I can't really give away the farm for two reasons. You will take the advice or the value and you'll try and go and implement it. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I would do. And that's what I've done many, many times. However, you lack context. You might run into problems that you don't know how to solve, and then you might think that the thing doesn't work because, well, it didn't really work for you. But let's say the value that I gave you, it works, right? You implement it and it works, but you just don't know why it worked, right? You lack context and that insight. So you can't really replicate the same result, or you don't understand, again, why you got the result in the first place. That's one of the reasons why I really stopped giving away value and I started sharing insights. I started sharing ideas versus some practical tips and tricks. Don't get me wrong, practical tips and tricks can get you a lot of attention really quick, but a lot of times it's going to be not the right type of attention. And also, even if you get a lot of attention, you will have a lot of unqualified people in your audience. So it will take you a lot more time to actually get them into your funnel, let's say, or get them to book a call with you, or get them to actually work with you. So again, I find that the best way to build an audience is just sharing insights. And I got this from Frank Kern, is that you can't attract whales with minnow bait. Minnow bait is essentially those little tiny fishes in the river that I don't know, how do you fish for them? But long story short, if you want to attract your ideal clients, you don't share the stuff that non-ideal clients would consume. So that's number one. You want to build the right audience in the first place. You want to share the right content. You need to know how to structure it, how to capture people's attention. That is important because you can't just go into the marketplace and film your video with an iPhone with a front camera or something like that. You got to show up looking professionally, good audio, good video quality, good lights, set up in a studio. Not necessarily. As long as the video quality is good, you'll be fine. And then number two is that if you want to make more money, why do smaller accounts make more money? Is because they make more offers or more congruent offers that make more sense for their audience, right? So if you already have an audience right now and you built it giving away value, if you start making more offers, you will get more customers and clients. It's a very simple equation. I have a very simple metric that I track, which is how many offers did I make every day? If I make offer a day, and I follow the system that I have, if I create content, show up, have conversations, make offers, I know that I will be fine. And it is as simple as that. The easiest offer that I found is to monetizing access, right? You don't need to create some sort of crazy workshop, cohort, one-on-one coaching, mastermind course, whatever you want to call it. The offer is not where you sell yourself. The offer should be boring. People buy into you. So by the time they get to you, they should already have enough context about what you do, how you do it, and who you are as a person. And then the offer just becomes a justification for them to give you money. Obviously, you'll have to help them get a result, but that's really it. And you can do this with any offer. Health offer, relationship offer, make money offer, right? If you just sell access to yourself, it is as simple as that. I see a lot of creators always try to build out a course first for some reason, I'm not sure why, and then sell it, when in reality, you don't really know what people want. You might know what they need, but you don't know how to present it in a way that makes them want it. Most creators, they try to shove it down their throats to their audience. They try to shove it down their throats. This is what you want. This is what you need. Blah, 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 blah. Whereas the way I view it is I'm making the stuff that I enjoy making, right? And then I just tell them, hey, I'm doing this thing. Here's how it worked for me. Would you like to check it out? It can be as simple as that. That's it. Let's quickly sum it up. So build an audience correct way in the first place. If you already have an audience, just monetize access to you. You will learn what people want from you. What are their problems? And then you can double down on it. Third is that people don't know what they want until you show it to them, right? So you can't really create something first and then sell it to them. That's how most businesses fail. Or should I say most online consulting and coaches fail. And I forgot to mention one of the most important things. The process getting to or building an audience and making offers and making money with your knowledge and current skills, it's quite simple. A lot of people want to overcomplicate it. They want to have the front-end offer, the back-end offer, all these different offers. I learned that you don't need any of that. I've tried all of these different things. I've tried running a low ticket community. I've tried doing high ticket community. I've tried selling one-on-one coaching. I've done all these things in last year to find out what works for me, or find the simplest model, I guess you could say, that works for me. In the end, the only thing that matters is finding what works for you. Because some of you want to build a big business. Some of you want to build out a team, all their fancy smancy stuff. That's fine. Like, you can do it. I personally don't want to do any of that. I want to run my business a few hours a day, make $1 million a year. That's a topic for a different day, but run a solo business, few hours a day, and just create art and create content and just help other creators. Because one thing I realized, that at the bottom of my heart, the thing that I love the most is just creating stuff. And I used to jump between all these opportunities until I actually reflected back at what I enjoy doing and the stuff that I know and the stuff I would like to know. And the thing that I like is learning. I like business, and I like creating art. Art is subjective, could be different shapes or forms. In my case, it's creating videos, creating photos, helping others do the same what I'm doing. And if you need help creating your offer or building an audience, in dialing your content strategy, maybe crafting some scripts, you can join the waitlist to high status creators down below, and I will speak to you soon.